All right, so howdy, y'all. I am SciStrikeling, and sorry about that. I actually forgot to unmute Conspiracy Catz and myself. So sorry about that, guys. I am here with Conspiracy Catz. Hello, how are you?
I'm not so bad. It's a shame that bit was muted because what people couldn't hear when we were muted is we actually solved the meaning of life, didn't we?
We did. It was great. Now nobody's ever gonna know.
Yeah, I can't be bothered doing it again. I don't like repeating myself,
Yeah,
so
no, that's all
at
right.
least we know.
We'll save that for next time.
Yeah, too right.
All right. So I asked Conspiracy Catz if he wouldn't mind if I did an interview of him, and he gladly said yes because he's an awesome person, and I'm super glad to have him here. I'm really excited for this, looking forward to it, and just looking forward to kind of get to know Conspiracy Catz a little bit more. So Conspiracy Catz, you have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I do. I've got a few now actually. I'm up to four now. So
Awesome.
yeah, only one of them sort of is really known very well. But yeah, I've got four. Got four, all with cats in the name somewhere.
Hey, that works. What is the what's your main channel? What's your first channel that you started on?
So the main one is Conspiracy Catz, and that it's not a very prolific channel. Maybe I'll put one or two videos out a month, never more than that. Just sort of doing what the rest of the community does and poking fun at flat Earth, and hopefully sneaking just a little bit of sort of education in there, just a little bit. And the Baldy Cats channel used to be, I used to do the same. I had two channels that did the same thing. So my other channel, like I said, called Baldy Cats, that does nothing to do with flat Earth now. That's like veering off into a completely different direction. But it's been fun. It's been fun while it's lasted.
Awesome. And you have a newer show with somebody else now, don't you?
Creaky Blinder, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's the only person on the internet that makes me look like I've got long hair. So I thought yeah, I thought I'd hook up with him. It's because it's not about how I look; it's about how how you're made to look by the people around you. So I thought, compared to him, I might look like I've got dreadlocks or something. Yeah, it's a debate channel called Agree to Disagree, and that is nothing to do with flat Earth at all. It's very, very different, and I don't think we're ever going to become like the new non-sequitur show or anything like that. That wasn't the idea. The idea was just to do something where both of us could come away from these silly conspiracy theories and just have a program where we could discuss something a little bit more adult in an adult way,
Yeah.
without the shouting and the screaming and stuff like that. And we're getting there slowly. I think this week's debate I really enjoyed. So yeah, we're
Aw-
getting there.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really awesome. It's nice to have a place where people can go and have a civil debate, a debate over topics, but do it in the appropriate way. So it's definitely nice to have that.
Yeah.
Creaky is awesome. He's a great guy as well. So I'm glad you paired up with him for that. I think he's got you
Creaky is
beat.
awesome.
I think he's got you beat on the facial hair department, though.
Yes, yeah, and the tattoos.
Yes.
Yeah. Creaky he genuinely is a really nice guy. So easy to work with, he really, really is.
Awesome.
So yeah, but I mean, I think like a lot of the debates that you get, especially the flat Earth debates, they become within the context of that debate, they become like a clash of egos, and it's not really
Right.
about the subject. It's not about getting to the bottom of anything. It's, can we trip the other person up? And I'm guilty of that when I do debates. Not that I do many, but when I do debates with flat earthers, I get caught up in that. So we're trying to create something where none of that happens. And it's all about the topic.
Yeah, that's a good
Hopefully.
thing. Definitely a good
Yeah,
thing.
I'm
'Cause I mean,
doing.
I see that a lot in a debate, too, where people try to just see if they can, slide one past the other person and get them to trip up and say something that they wouldn't normally say or whatever it might be. I have a question for you in the live chat. A sometimes T says, "Are you a teacher or ex-teacher?" Sorry if you've answered already.
Not well at the minute. The schools are shut; they're just reopening. So I am a teacher, but soon to be ex, because I've taught for 20 years, and I'm in my 40s now. And I always said when I get into my 40s, I'm going to leave teaching and do something else. So I do actually finish anyway in a few weeks, and I just go full time private tutoring. So still in education, still teaching kids, but outside the classroom. So yeah, it's odd. Like these last few weeks, where I should have been enjoying the last few weeks in the classroom.
Yeah.
I'm sat at home twiddling my thumbs, but it's same for everybody, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been rough for sure. I've been working through it all, but it's been tough, definitely adjusting.
What's it like over there with the schools? Are they just shut, or are they starting to open now?
They're just shut for the rest of the school year. Sorry about that. My cats are having an epic cat battle at the moment. They all decided now is the time to fight. The schools over here are they're shut down for the rest of the school year. Most of them are looking to reopen in September, but with different restrictions, face masks, the whole 9 yards. Yeah. I guess in-person graduations are allowed to start back up in July, so most of the schools are just postponing their graduations till that time. But overall, we're getting back open to slightly more normal thing. It's not really normal, but sorta the new normal, I guess we should say.
I see. It's going to take some time, isn't it? It really is, and
Absolutely.
I do feel for the kids involved in it, but
yeah, it's definitely taking some adjustment for sure. But even my niece is 3 years old and she goes to preschool. But even she's missed it. She keeps asking when she goes back to school, and so it affects all the kids definitely.
Yeah, and I think the not just the education side of it as well, but the social development and being with lots of other kids your own age, and of course missing your friends, and and there are some families out there that no fault of the parents, but they're really busy and they just don't have the time in the day. So it can be a longer monotonous road for some of those kids. So it's a shame, really.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
Like I say, things hopefully will be getting back to normal at some point.
Yeah, or at least the new normal,
Yeah.
So we had another question in the chat from Aniceto. Aniceto Maldonado says, "Question for Catz: when can we see Catz play Red Dead Redemption 2 again?"
Well, funny, when we did that last time, which was great fun, by the way, I really enjoyed it. I was streaming through my PlayStation on my spur channel, but that spur channel has now become the debate channel we were talking about. Gotcha. So for me to stream it, I'm going to have to set up yet another channel, and I need to set up a channel just for streaming. But I've been playing a lot on my own and getting my ass kicked pretty much on a daily basis. I am rubbish, really, really bad.
Do you still have a tiny horse?
He's grown. The horse has grown, actually. Yeah, and now if I see anybody new, like if I know is a new player, I get to laugh at the tiny horse, which is great.
That's awesome.
But I am terrible. I'm shocking at video games. I love them, but I'm terrible.
Yeah, I love playing them. I play a lot, and I'm good at most games, but there's quite a few where I'm just like this. I'm just awful. So
where you've got to have a gun and shoot. I'm like anything like Call of Duty or Battlefront or something like that. Or Red Dead Redemption. Every time I try and aim, I'm all over the place.
It's like, wait, hold still while I shoot you.
Yeah. People could literally be stood the other side of a field with a knife in their hand. I could have a gun on the other, and they could just run towards me, zigzagging, as I'm missing, and then just come and stab me. And that's, the amount of times that happens, it drives me nuts.
That's awesome. So I know a lot of your topics on your channel started out dealing with mostly flirfs and stuff like that. Who has been your most favorite flirf to talk to or debunk or anything like that?
Oh, what a good question. I have to say Ranty because he's so much more active than anybody. You'll never see Nathan Oakley going out and doing observations or trying to do experiments or investigations. You'll never see Quantum Eraser doing it. But Ranty does it so often. He just, how can you not like a guy that provides globe proof on a weekly basis? He's even started doing it on his community posts now, so it's got to be him.
Yeah, definitely. I know Slice Barcane covers Ranty and Riley quite a bit as well. So I think that seems to be a generalized favorite, probably for the reason you said of he actually does some stuff that he thinks is proving the flat Earth, but of course it's just proving the globe Earth.
He did a video. For half an hour. He sat there in Blackpool and filmed a boat going over the horizon, start to finish, and then published a video saying no boat went over the horizon.
Oh, jeez.
Proof of flat Earth.
Oh,
like,
dear.
I mean, I don't even know where to go with that. You know, whenever I'm depressed and down, I think about that and have a chuckle. You know, it's brilliant.
That's
Thanks,
awesome.
Francie.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh, geez. Well, we have Sean Hufford in the live chat who says, "You'll always have a little horse to me, Catz."
Lovely, thank you. Is that a compliment? I don't know. But,
I'm not sure. He also says, "You always find QE in the orchard picking the cherries."
You do. In fact, I've got a live stream about QE tonight.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. QE is a character.
Yeah,
Definitely a character.
absolutely. Yeah, you have a stream later today with Mr. Sensible, I believe, correct?
Yeah, again, like I said before, I only surround myself on streams with people who've got less hair than I have. You know,
That's
so
awesome.
I can play the hippie. So yeah, me and Mr. Sensible, gonna dissect quantum erasers' scientific ability. So shouldn't take long.
Yeah. Yeah, really. Oh, geez. Well, who would be your least favorite and why? Like, who do you avoid trying to cover to debunk or anything like that?
I think the more I've got into it, the longer it's gone on. Because when I first started, I thought everybody was joking. You know, I pretty much thought everybody was joking, and they were all like the Flat Earth Society members, you know, who sign up to the website, pretend to be flat earthers, and do these silly experiments. But the more I've gone on, the more I've realised that some people are serious.
So that's why you don't hang out with me.
Sean comes creeping in my room here.
So yeah, but I've decided that like some people are more serious than others, and I'm trying now to focus on the ones who I think aren't flat earthers. People like Nathan Oakley, you know, quantum eraser, people who are kind of like making victims of other people.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't mind showing up and humiliating people like that, you know, but if somebody genuinely believes it and has fallen into someone else's trap, then I like to deal with them in a slightly different way, you know. Might sound hypocritical, I don't know, but that's kind of like where I'm at
not
with
at
it.
all. You know, I've noticed like there's some flat earthers that are just clearly pose. You know, they're just doing it for the attention, that sort of thing. And even them, I don't mind seeing people cover as much. But yeah, I mean, it's people like Nathan Oakley or even Nathan Thompson that you know, they go out of their way to be a nuisance about it, as opposed to just trying to, you know, articulate their ideas. Those are the people that I'm like, I don't, you know, I don't even really want to watch, because it's like, why give them that time, you know?
Well, exactly. You know, there is. I mean, there is no articulation of ideas by the likes of Nathan Oakley, and what's worse is they won't let anybody else articulate their ideas. You know, Nathan Oakley is constantly saying, "I've got this open platform. Come on my show, speak to me," and then as soon as you start articulating a point, bang, mute buttons on, screaming, shouting, and that's really the point of my stream for later on, is that these tactics are there to make it look like, you know, genuine, scientifically minded people have no argument whatsoever.
Right.
You know, and some people do fall victim to that, you know. I see it in
Yeah.
the comments of my videos all the time. People just parroting quotes, you know, quote mining Nathan Oakley and Quantum Eraser.
Right.
But really, when you push them any further, they've got no understanding, because they've picked up no understanding from Quantum Eraser or Nathan Oakley, because they never articulate anything, you know.
Exactly.
It's a farce.
And we did have a question in the chat from Chris Kelling for Conspiracy Catz. He says, "How is the educational content you are working on doing?"
Well, I do have a channel just for educational stuff, and that was slowly picking up before the lockdown. But what happened was, when the schools were shut down, we still have to teach our kids from home. So I've been making videos every single day just for my school, but obviously I can't mix that with, you know, Conspiracy Catz or anything like that. So I have a private channel that only the kids at school have got access to, and I'm churning out loads of educational stuff for that. But unfortunately, that means the educational channel that I've actually got, the Cat Science Maths one, is kind of dying at the minute. So as soon as the school term is over, I'll be picking that up and really pushing it. But it's had to fall by the wayside a little bit, really.
Awesome.
Shame.
Yeah. Hopefully, you can pick that up a little bit, or at least do some more of that. That would be awesome.
It's what I want. I see my long-term future as being that. I'll never be a Professor Dave Explains. The guy's videos are brilliant, and he himself is absolutely, he's so clever, and I've got a lot of respect for him. But I think my long-term future is having a channel that's like that, only it just won't be as successful.
That would be awesome. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Professor Dave is another awesome guy. We have a lot of really good, awesome, friendly, welcoming, easy to talk to, but extremely smart people in this community. That's one thing I've learned, is that this community is full of people with all different ideas, all different backgrounds, and knowledge points. And it's definitely great to be able to contact everybody, and kind of have that whole community to go to when you need something.
I think you're right, and that to me has been one of the positives of this whole flat Earth debacle or farce or whatever, is the fact that people get into it for entertainment, but then when somebody brings up a point, why should we have the atmosphere next to the vacuum of space? It defies the second law of thermodynamics, etc. It does make people go and learn a little bit about the second law of thermodynamics, and having these experts, like you say, who can explain things really well. I've got someone who is a channel member on the Boulder Cats, called Tony. He's like a PhD geophysicist. He's such a clever guy, and just in the short time I've known him, I have learned loads. Sorry, I'll put that down.
No, it's okay.
I have learned loads from him. So for me, that is definitely a positive.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. I mean, like I said, I've learned so much just from this community, just in the last, what has it been, about 9 months or so since I've been here. Really been active for the last 6.5 months or so. And just the amount of things, because I'm not super smart when it comes to science or anything like that. Technology is more my thing. Math is more my thing. But the stuff that I've learned over the last 6 months, just from the loads of people that we do have in this community, has been amazing. And I love going into something not knowing it and coming out having learned something. So I'm super thankful for that.
But it is definitely an advantage. It's a shame that the flat earthers don't see it like that.
Yeah.
Rather than discuss something and learn something, or have an opportunity to learn something, it's let's shut the conversation down.
Yeah.
You can't, one of the favorite comments I get from these, you can't learn anything about the ground from looking in the sky. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's not bother learning anything about geometry or astronomy. Let's just ignore it and pretend it's not. Like your dog's pooed on the floor, and you just pull your rug over it and just ignore it, and it's there, and in the back of your mind it's going to niggle you,
Yep.
And people are always going to bring it up, but you just pull that rug over it and you don't have to think about it.
Oh geez. Yeah, that's pretty much that's a good equivalency. I didn't think about that. Oh man.
So in this house, normally it's my wife who poos on the carpet, and I can say
yeah.
that because she's not watching. So.
Yeah, Sean too, But so what topics do you like to cover as far as flat Earth? Like, do you like to, what do you like to debunk more? Is it, when somebody says about the horizon, like ranty, or about how cold, moonlight is cooling, or anything like that? Like, what kind of topic do you like?
I think for me, the reason I got into it was because I was one of the kids I taught come up to me, and they'd seen a video. It was a video of Dell's actually, of him pouring water on a ball. That famous one. And they said, sir, can you tell us what's going on here? Why does he think this, etc. And I just quite enjoyed talking about just normal, simple science, but related to a funny context like that. So I think any video I make, I really enjoy it if the misunderstanding, is just based in a very simple thing we might have learned at school that we might have forgotten, polarized light, electromagnetic spectrum, whatever, calculating density. If it's something, as long as it's a video that I can point to something where I say, oh, remember when you were at school, you might have learned this, right? And then that to me is kind of like, I enjoy it because I'm combining like educating some people who might have forgotten stuff they did at school,
Right.
And having a little bit of a laugh. So that's the kind of stuff I look for. If it's somebody who's just taking a photograph of an observation, like Ruhif is brilliant. You're familiar with Ruhif?
Yes.
Now he's superb at this. He will take like when people say I've taken this photograph and you've seen too far, he's so good with. I mean, I saw one the other day. He pulled up a photograph and he calculated the size of something based on the number of pixels, and then he could use that to calculate the angular size of something in the background. You know, and he's so good at like debunking those long range photographs. But I can't be bothered with that. I can't. I don't take it that seriously. I don't take any of these photographs that seriously to want to have the time. So he's great, but that's not my thing.
Gotcha. Do you do a lot of experiments yourself, or do you mainly take evidence from other globe earthers that have done, experiments? Like I know Team Skeptic and them like to use, video and pictures from, Sean Huffer, Tommy Gronvold, a bunch of different people.
Well, everything that I do in my videos, like I said, I try and link it back to stuff you might have forgot at school, or done at school. Obviously I've been teaching for 20 years now. 20 years, my word. Yeah, so I've been teaching. So in that 20 years, the amount of, teaching science, the amount of times I've run through, practicals that relate to that with classes. And yeah, I've done those time and time again. But I don't necessarily go out into the school lab and recreate them for the videos because, again, I just don't take it that seriously. To me, the videos I'm trying to debunk are by people who I don't even think believe the Earth is flat. I'm not trying to prove anything to them. I'm just trying to chuck a little bit of education there. Maybe I should, and it's a good criticism. Maybe I should actually put more in there. But I just don't take it seriously enough. Yeah.
There's some people that do and some people that don't. And, even like yourself, it's just going through the Flat Earthers videos and going over the reasons why that video is wrong is just as good most of the time as, doing your own experiment to prove them wrong. It's kind of two different sides of the ball.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love watching a video where somebody's gone out and done, I really like that. I like to see some, if a Flat Earther has, looked at, we'll look at the Moonlight, Warm and Cold Moonlight. Sean's done a video on that. If somebody's made a video about an experiment and then it's been recreated properly and proved wrong, I love watching that because there's no getting out of it. I love it. I just haven't got the get up and go to do it myself outside of school. Maybe when I stop teaching, then I'll miss that side of stuff and I might start putting more stuff like that in the videos, perhaps.
Awesome. So we did have a couple of questions from the live chat. Sean Hufford again. He's gonna get the timeout. He says, "Ask him how long it takes to shave his head if he has to."
Good question. When I shave my head, I shave my head and the beard with a beard trimmer, and I just go all around in one, and it takes me 8 minutes 22 seconds.
Exactly, every single time.
Every single time, yeah. I've got that timer. So yeah, it's not long.
Awesome.
It's probably not even as long as that.
And we had another one from Harry M, who says, "What do you teach and where?" Obviously, don't dox yourself, but
well, science at a secondary school. So like I said, I've done that for 20 years. I have taught astronomy as well, but only up to GCSE, and I do tutor maths as well. So they tend to be the three subjects. Like obviously, when you're a teacher in school over 20 years, if there's a bit of a shortage in one subject, you end up being lumbered in with it. So in the past, I have taught little bits of IT and little bits of geography and stuff, but only to a low level. But science is my is my proper subject.
Gotcha. You're over in the UK, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. I thought so, but I'm terrible with geography. Sean can tell you. I am the worst when it comes to geography. So, I mean, I know it's over there and I'm over here. That's about it.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. To be honest, you get 20 miles from my house and I've got no idea where anything is. Shane, we're such a small country compared to you as well. I should know my geography of my country a lot better.
Yeah.
But I don't.
No, I'm terrible. I mean, I'm from New Jersey in the United States, and for the longest time, I didn't realize there were states that were more east than New Jersey, because I'm on the East Coast. But then, of course, if you go north and then east, there's some more states.
Of course, yeah.
So for me, I didn't really put two and two together. I'm like, yeah, I'm East Coast. That's as far as east as you can get. Yeah, it took me a little while to get that one. And then we had Crafty Keela in the live chat. She says,
Crafty.
she says, is there anything that actually gets you triggered when it comes to flirfs?
No. I don't know. No. I think most of them, like I said before, I think they're just victims of people who know better. You know, and it's not necessarily their fault. I think they are just victims, really. And they're the type of people I stay away from. You know, I'd stay away from sort of making videos about them. You know, which is why you'll see me kind of constantly going back to Nathan Oakley, Arwin, you know, the likes of that, Ranty and so on.
Yeah.
But no, I just feel sorry for people.
Yeah, definitely. I could see that. Do you tend to stick to just Flat Earth, or do you handle any other conspiracy theorists as well?
Yeah. The Baldy Catz channel doesn't do Flat Earth at all anymore.
Right.
And it hasn't done for 5 or 6 weeks, I think. I made a decision that was it, because I was getting a bit bored and fed up with it.
Yeah.
So I'm doing bits more now on sort of, I've got some videos out on the virus, you know, the viruses don't exist sort of nonsense, creationism, and I'd like to do a lot more that isn't FE. And Conspiracy Catz, like I said, I only put 1 or 2 videos out a month. Maybe only half of those from this point forward will probably be Flat Earth videos. So yeah, I am looking to expand. I'd quite like to get into slightly more political satire as well, but I think you're walking on eggshells with that.
Yeah, definitely. There's some topics that are a little, you know, they're right on that edge, the edge of the gray area.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we had a debate this week on the debate channel on the Black Lives Matter movement, which obviously is very on a. And I mean, Creaky was speaking beforehand, like, how's this going to go? You know, should we not? But we did, and I think because the 2 debaters were very articulate, they'd done the research, and they were civil and polite, turned out to be really productive. You know, but it could very well have gone wrong. So
Absolutely.
yeah, it is one of those topics, politics, that can divide people very quickly.
What other like conspiracy theories, other than like the viruses, the hoax, and stuff like that, have you kind of looked into already? Do you find any to be more bizarre than the rest?
Yeah, I think some, like, there are some conspiracies I'll never make videos on because I don't know enough about. But some that I've got lots of questions about myself that I'd love the answer to. So, for example, I mean, I like reading about, you know, the JFK stuff. I like reading about, you know, the whole everything surrounding Building 7, etc. And I'm not saying I believe in any of that.
Right.
But to me, they're interesting because it's an opportunity for me to learn. So, you know, there are things about Building 7 that I don't know the answer to, and I would love to, you know, to have somebody tell me what that answer is, so I do know it. You know, so that it interests me because there's loads for me to learn. But I wouldn't necessarily make videos about that because I don't know anything. You know, I don't want to be a flat earther and make a video about something I don't know about.
Yeah.
You know, or just assume that some kind of weird theory has to be true just because I don't know about it. And I forgot what the original question was. I'm just waffling away, but I do get quite interested in stuff that I've got a lot to learn in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's awesome, and that pretty much answers the question for the most part. It was just which you know, conspiracy theory do you find the most bizarre or out there, or one that can't possibly be true that people believe?
Oh right, I said, oh well, the whole lizard people thing is just ridiculous, isn't it? You know, lizard people living under in a hollow earth, like, or the mud flood. You know?
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah, lizard people definitely comes to mind.
Yeah, those are just like, I mean, I've no idea.
Yeah.
When you get to that point, you believe in stuff just for the sake of believing stuff because you want to believe in something magical and you know, it's fairy tale land, and good luck to you.
And that's even if, you know, if they do really believe that, versus again just being a Poe, just doing it for the attention, or, you know, anything like that, just to keep that gag running essentially.
The thing is, though, for the people who are like that, for everyone who is like that, there's like 10 other people who want to believe stuff and will listen and take it in, you know. And it's like, I was in I was in the chat room of Arwin's channel a few weeks ago, and somebody just came up with the idea. They just came up with a post that malaria is fake. Malaria doesn't exist, right? And within about 5 minutes, other people in the chat who've never heard of that were telling me, yeah, malaria can't exist. Like, you prove to me that you've ever seen somebody with malaria. You know, how do we know malaria? I think, bloody hell, like, you've only just heard about that 5 minutes ago, and now you, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a lot. Crafty Keela says that's what a lizard person would say. Yeah,
just humble me.
I think Conspiracy Catz is a lizard person. That's it. Now that rumor is going to go around, and in about a week you're going to hear, oh, did you hear that, Conspiracy Catz is a lizard person?
I've confessed.
Yeah.
Well, there's also, I get comments on my channel all the time, like, you are ex-military, you're this, you're that, you're transgender, you're all sorts of just like bizarre stuff.
Yeah.
People just have invented, and then other people read it and they're like, oh yeah, you've not debunked that person who said you.
Oh geez. Well, we had a couple questions from the live chat. We had Aniceto, who says, if the flat earth suddenly died, what would Catz focus his debate channel on? Now, I know you said that the debate channel, the Agree to Disagree, isn't really a flat earth debate kind of channel, but where do you see that kind of going?
What, the debate channel?
Yeah.
Well, the debate channel, yeah, it's not a flat earth channel. We haven't done any flat earth stuff on it. And in fact, like, all the channels, the 4 channels that I run, well, I run 3 and then I share one with Creaky, but of all of those, there's only one that does flat earth anymore, and that's Conspiracy Catz. So it's not like maybe, wind back 12 months and that was kind of all I did.
Yeah.
So if flat earth was removed tomorrow, it wouldn't affect 3 of the channels because they don't do anything to do with flat earth at all. It would just mean that, the Conspiracy Catz channel would make less content, or it would just change. See, I'm never that organized. I never even know what I'm doing in my next video, so I never plan ahead. I just find something that interests me and pop it on. But yeah, it wouldn't affect me massively because it's only a small fraction of what I do now anyway.
Gotcha. And we had Sean Hufford in the live chat who says, what was the most ridiculous FE claim you have ever heard, or so out there it left you stunned?
Oh, how many? I mean, do we start with Anthony Riley saying that when you pour salt in water, you can disprove gravity? Or do we go to Anthony Riley saying that because the sky is blue sometimes and red sometimes, that the sun is small and local, and as it moves, it's displaying red shift and blue shift? Do we go, I mean, how many of Anthony Riley's claims? But to be honest, he doesn't win any of those. The one that is so far out there has to be Pete Shea's version of Aristarchus, which apparently is like some kind of crater on the moon, being a reflection of Polaris, and the sun being a reflection of the moon. And Aristarchus was the base of a giant crystalline tree that's now been chopped down. I don't even know.
That's crazy. That's almost as out there as lizard people.
Yeah, that definitely outdoes Elizabeth. He mentions it all the time. I thought he said it once as a joke, but everything, you like, go back to Aristarchus. But good luck to him, He obviously,
Is that Pete from Pete and Pete, or is that a different Pete? I don't think.
No, that's Pete. I don't feature him in my videos because I genuinely think he believes what he's saying. And he's not making money off anybody. He's not exploiting anybody. He's a very small channel. But people who've been watching the debates for a long time will have seen him pop up.
Gotcha.
He's a nice enough guy.
Yeah. Some of them can be, definitely.
Yeah. Well, they can. There are people, and I think a lot of them are just victims of people who maybe don't even think that they're causing any damage. Maybe they just think, I'm providing a bit of entertainment for money, but it doesn't change the fact that the people that follow them, they are victims, and they are being hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. And that kind of brings me into how do you feel about those that have conspiracy theories that are dangerous, like the ones that say, the anti-vaxxers or the breatharians, that sort of thing? How do you want people to see that content and react to that?
I've done a couple of videos on that actually lately, the whole virus stuff, and when they are dangerous, I think even if they do believe it, like not away from, like with the flat earthers, I've said, if you really believe something and you're a victim of someone else's, I'll kind of leave you alone. But I don't think you can act like that way. I think even if somebody really believes it, they just need to be told. They need to be told straight. And I think you've got to react with an absolute no nonsense approach with them.
Yeah.
And hold them to account for what they're saying. You've got to, where is your evidence that viruses are actually exosomes? Where is your evidence that malaria never existed?
Right.
They've got to be held to account. That's not good. And like that kind of dives into the whole censorship issue, because obviously, coming from America, free speech is so important, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
And same here, so that does beg an argument. If misinformation out there is dangerous, is that a debate to be had? Do you then censor those people?
Yeah.
But then you're infringing on free speech, and I'm not comfortable with that either. So it's a difficult one.
Yeah, that is definitely a tough one for sure. It's just, I guess, making sure that there's people like that who do put out that content, and then there should be people on the opposite side that put out content that says, hey, no, like, that's not safe, this is, the reasoning why, that kind of thing. That way, at least if somebody does search, let's say, breatharianism, they get videos about it, but then they also get videos about why it's not safe, and they can kind of, then do their own research and see what they think, So, I mean, at least, we have that with a lot of the flat earth debunkers and conspiracy debunkers, we're able to at least give that other side for people to see.
Yeah, and YouTube are almost getting it right. They're now no longer promoting, flat earth videos. Yeah. And to be honest, it was YouTube's promotion of flat earth that caused the problem in the first place. But they're now not promoting them. They are putting the little banners and education underneath it. They're keeping the views low, which... It's not censorship. Not pushing one channel over another isn't censorship. It's just choosing to push the channel you want. But I'd like them to go just a little step further. And how when you mark a video made for kids, it severely restricts.
Yeah.
I would like, rather than just have that banner, let's just treat them in the way we treat a video that is marked for kids. And then those people who really, really want to search it and really want to go and find it, it's there. It's not being censored. But it's not going to pop up in people's feeds. You can't add it to your playlist. You can't add it to your watch list.
Yeah.
The free speech is still there, but we're minimizing, the damage it can do, really.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely a good point, and something that I hope we get to in the future with YouTube.
Yeah, definitely.
And we had Gary IOW in the live chat who says, "Will QE be in attendance tonight, or are you just ripping his videos and ideas apart?"
No, he won't be. What happened was, before I started Conspiracy Catz, when I was at an old school, I had a teacher's channel for that school, and I left that school, so the channel had to go, so it's not up there anymore. This is before Conspiracy Catz even started, and I went on Nathan's show just as a teacher, for a chat, and I was very polite because all the kids at school were watching. It was part of, I'm going to speak to these people, we'll watch the video in class, we'll analyze their mistakes and errors, and we used it as a teaching tool.
Gotcha.
And I was very polite. Didn't say what I'd like to say, because I knew the kids would be listening. And since then, Quantum Eraser has dug that video out, because he must have remembered me. And he's put it up as like, Conspiracy Catz is toe tagged, Conspiracy Catz has been destroyed.
Yeah.
So we're going to go through that video and just rip it to pieces, really.
Awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun. I'll definitely be looking forward to that. And we also had Sean Hufford again in the chat. I'm telling you, he's going to get put in timeout. That's it now. He says, time to put him on the spot. When is he going to hit the studio and bust out the lyrics for that parody?
Oh, God, yeah. You know what? I'm so slow at doing stuff. Like, I'll give you a scale of how slow I am. I'm doing this collaboration with Mr. Sensible tonight. And it were about 15 months ago. Or was it 15? I mean, how long's he been on the scene now? It'd not been on the scene long, and we said, yeah, we've got to do a collab together, and we're doing it tonight, right? I am really slow at doing stuff, but it will definitely be done. Definitely. In fact, give me a date, and I will do it by that date, as long as that date isn't before the end of August.
Yeah, I'm sure Sean will, for sure. And then let's see. So what else do you like to do in your free time? Like when you're not doing, videos on YouTube or you're not teaching?
Play a bit of guitar. I like to, might not look it, but I like to, exercise every day, keep fit. I've got the, garage turned into a gym because I'm getting old. I'm in my 40s now, so I've got to.
It's not old.
Do something. I'm getting there. I'm feeling it.
Creaky back. I'm 32. Does that mean I've only got, 8 more years before I'm old? I'm in trouble.
See, then I'll be in my 50s nearly, and I'll be looking back and thinking, God, 40's young, so you'll be fine.
Oh, jeez.
So I like that, and obviously I've got kids and a family, so I like to do stuff with them really. So nothing massively exciting really. I think YouTube is one of my main hobbies.
Yeah.
So that's it.
And playing some video games.
Badly playing. Thing is, that's the thing with having kids, because I've got my PlayStation connected to the TV downstairs. They're always watching some nonsense or another, Yeah. And I've got to play those games with bad language when they're not in the room, so it kind of limits.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't know why I ever bothered having kids.
Right? They just get in the way of playing video games. Come on now.
Yeah. Man, anyone thinking of having kids, don't do it.
That's funny. Sean says Catz is 40. He's a whippersnapper.
I don't feel it. I really don't feel it.
And Harry M had another question for you. He says, can you make a cover version of the Flat Earth Wars song? I'm not sure if I'm familiar with that song.
Well, I'm not familiar with that one. The Flat Earth what song?
He said the Flat Earth Wars song, like Star Wars, but Flat Earth Wars.
Oh, Flat Earth Wars. Yeah, I've not heard that one. I'll have to Google that and have a look
definitely.
at it. Sounds like it'd be fun.
Definitely. And X Large 2011 says, what about all the cherry picking and flurfers, 5G, and other resistance to understand the simplest things? Just their straight lack of wanting to understand, that sort of thing. What do you think about that?
Well, it is just willful ignorance, isn't it? But I think, I'm no psychologist, I don't know if Crafty Keeler's still in the chat, but she knows this stuff way better than me. But my opinion is, people who are flat earthers have become flat earthers because they've not succeeded at school. They've not, academically they've been quite weak, certainly in the science area anyway. A lot of them, when you see them, you can see that they've got a hard time in life, and they'll look at these figures on the internet who speak with authority, and they'll just buy into what they say. And when somebody mentions, like Nathan Oakley, when he mentions the second law of thermodynamics means we shouldn't have the atmospheric space, it's enough for those people just to take that soundbite because they've got faith in the Nathan Oakleys, and therefore we don't have to look into it because that's a lot of effort. Nathan Oakley's already looked into it for us, and he's disproved it, he's debunked it. Right. So it's will for ignorance, but it's coming from a lazy perspective, saving all those hours of hard work, actually educating yourself, on the basis that I think this guy's already he's already debunked it for us. So right. What's the point? I think shame really.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. We also had Crafty Keela posted the link to the Flat Earth Wars song in the live chat, so you can go back and view that later and take a look at that. Apparently, I guess it has to do with Oakley. So.
Oh right, no, I'll definitely have a look at that. It's passed me by that one.
So you said you play guitar. Have you done that for a long time?
Probably about 15 years. I used to be in a band. We used to play, I'd say about 7 or 8 times a month. We used to gig, and it was great fun. But then it got to the point where I was that busy with work that it become a hassle, So I kind of knocked on the head for a bit. But I'm definitely looking forward to getting back into a band or something like that. It's good fun.
Did you ever have like 80s long rock band hair? Or did you just were you born bald and that was it?
Like I say, that's why I'm doing streams with people like Creaky and Mr. Sensible, because next to them I look like I've got that, No, I never had long hair. I don't, but I can grow it long. Like I am genuinely not bald. I just like the low maintenance approach.
Yeah. Definitely. Oh, geez. And then we had a stupid monkey in the chat who
Oh, he's
says,
brilliant.
"Who is your favorite Australian flat Earth debunker?"
I think it has to be Stupid Monkey.
Yeah.
He's great. He's very very funny, very witty, and but you've got quite a few in Australia, haven't you? Because
Yeah.
obviously Wolfie 6020's down there, Where's Wally, Critical Think, and I was saying before, Ruhif, he doesn't do
Yep.
loads of debunking videos, but he's a very very clever guy. You know, the ones he does are quality. So there's a good number down
Yeah.
there. They're quite good.
Yeah, I like the fact that there's so many debunkers and people, from our community, just from all around the world. There's places,
Yeah.
there's hardly anywhere you can't find somebody from, other than Antarctica, because, the whole, you can't go there. But, yeah, no, it's awesome. We definitely have a lot of good people in the community, debunkers and the likes from all over the world. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it is good. It's good to that, the day and age, modern technology. It's great to be able to just, speak to people from other, like, you're in America,
Yeah.
I'm over in the UK, Stupid Monkey's down there in Australia, and we're all communicating pretty much in real time.
Yeah.
But somewhere right now there'll be somebody confused pouring water on top of a football.
Yeah.
Saying, "Well, it's magic technology," but we can't seem to help them.
And Sean Hufford says that's not true. Geistview lived in Antarctica for nearly 2 years. Thanks for that, Sean. And Stupid Monkey concurs that was the correct answer to his question.
It's the only answer.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheese Mondo is in the live chat, and Cheese is awesome. He says, can you ask if Catz ever gets to the point where he won't engage with a flat earther because there's just no hope for them?
That's a really good question. I've stopped engaging with flat earthers because in the past, just because when they're just not capable of having a conversation. I'll have, behind the background of the videos, I do email a lot of flat earthers and try and have, strike up discussions and stuff in them there and in comment sections and whatnot. So the only time I've sort of like disengaged is, if I'm asking a question and they are just coming back with an insult and no answer or anything like that, whether that means there's no hope for them or I'm not the right person, because I think a lot of them look at me and think, God, I hate him, Yeah. So I think for some of them, maybe there's hope, but I'm just not the right person.
Yeah, there's definitely some that, you try to explain something to them and they just resort to insults, and, there's no, not to say that there's no hope, but they just have no interest in learning or, being, taught that they're wrong.
Well, it's like we said before, you'll get someone saying you can't have an atmosphere next to the vacuum of space because it violates second law of thermodynamics. You will ask them, why does it violate the second law of thermodynamics? What is the second law of thermodynamics? And then you'll get the insults, because, like we said before, they've just put their faith that somebody else has debunked it, so they don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Nathan Oakley's debunked it for us, so it doesn't matter. How dare you try and tell me otherwise?
Exactly.
And it can be very frustrating, that.
Absolutely.
They will find out. The time will come within the lifetime of a lot of these people that space tourism is, all right, it'll be very expensive, but it'll be an accepted part of life. Right. There'll be people on the moon within the lifespans of these people. At some point during their life, the penny will drop.
Yeah.
That they've been made fools of.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we had Dorian. Sorry, my cat is being a nudge at the moment. If you haven't noticed, that's why we have a kitty counter on the stream, because they love to make their appearances for sure.
Yes. I like cats.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. They get along. We have a dog too. We have the German Shepherd. He's just actually all the cats and the dog are just under 2 years. They're about the same age. So they're all insane all the time. But we had Dorian B in the chat who says, will Girls Bike be doing more songs? I think that
Yes.
was.
They will, but at the minute, with the social distancing, I do believe that they're struggling to rehearse together and work together,
Yeah.
or find a venue. So, but yeah, Girls Bike are certainly going strong. Definitely, I've been seeing them live a few times, and they're really good. So yeah, I wouldn't expect to. I would be expecting to see more of them, definitely.
Yeah, because their last song was just before all of this started, pretty much, wasn't it? Not too long before that.
It was, and I think they were due to play a festival not so long after that. They got cancelled. I'll have to ask him. But yeah, no, they definitely will be back. Yeah.
Awesome. That's good to hear as well. Yeah, Sean says in the chat, it's always high pressure moves to low pressure while admitting we have a pressure gradient. Yeah.
That's it.
That's
well, the whole argument, and again, this is where conversation has stopped. Their whole argument is they understand the tangible substance as gas. We understand how gas behaves, and it's going to behave no differently on a big level than a small level. And you'll say to them, well, if I have a box that's 1 atmosphere of pressure, and outside that box is half an atmosphere of pressure, what happens if I take off the lid? And like, well, the gas will expand, it will all even out. Okay, well, where's the lid stop, separating us here and the top of Mount Everest?
right.
It just, and then, oh, well, that's the end of the conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I had one more. I know there was one here. 9 o'clock hero says, does Catz have a good chuckle at the spelling and grammar of the comments on your channel?
Yeah, I do. But mine is awful. The funny thing is, and I don't know why nobody's held my toes to the fire for this. My spelling is terrible. My grammar is terrible. People could go back into my comments and descriptions of videos and put loads of errors, and have a real go at me for it, because obviously I have a go at, but nobody does. I don't know why. But yeah, I do find it funny when I'm reading some of them out and I'm recording. And you just make no sense.
Yeah, I have noticed that tends to happen a lot for sure.
It's nice. Sometimes I've just got to wonder, what are they even trying to say?
Yeah.
But I'm no better.
Yeah. And Crafty Keela says, will Catz be featuring on Dan's channel with the agent again anytime soon?
Nothing planned. Yeah, but I'm sure. I mean, I speak to Dan on a semi-regular basis. He's a good guy, and he always knows if ever asked me to do something, I'll do it, and vice versa. Every time I've asked him to do something, he's never let me down. He's always said yeah and done it. So I'm absolutely positive at some point in the future we'll be working together again. But just nothing planned just yet.
Awesome. Well, we've been running this about an hour, so I think we'll start to kind of wrap up. Was there anything else that that you would like for the audience to know about you that we didn't cover?
Oh God, no, because I am a massively, desperately dull and boring person. I really am desperately dull and boring. So no. Well, actually, football's back on today. Does anyone in the chat know how Blackburn Rovers are doing right now? If anyone in the chat knows that, you'll be my friend for life. Yeah, because I do follow the football. Well, I mean, it's not football to you in America, is it? Soccer.
No, it's soccer. Yep. I know, that always confuses me too. I'm like, wait, are you talking about real football or?
Oh, real football. Oh. How big is soccer in America? Because I know it used to just be very fringe, but is it actually a mainstream sport now?
No, not at all.
So if I said to you, Wayne Rooney, because he went and played, in America, no.
Nope.
David Beckham.
That one, yep. Everybody's heard of him.
Well,
I don't think there's anybody
he
who
was
hasn't.
quite. He was married to one of the Spice Girls. I think he had celebrity in his own right.
Yep.
Away from football as well. Yeah. What about Mark Atkins?
No, that's another one even that you don't really hear.
Mark Atkins was the cheapest midfielder to ever have been bought, who then went on to win the Premiership medal. I think Blackburn always bought him for about £10,000, and we went on to win the Premiership in 94, 95. So he's really not well known, but it's just.
It looks like sarcastic
anyone
barman.
who follows football know what I'm getting at with that.
It looks like sarcastic barman answered your question for you. He said 1-1 at the moment.
1-1. Oh, cheers. Thanks, fantastic farmer. I was going to say that. Thank you, sarcastic barman.
Oh, jeez. And Sean Hufford says, I haven't heard of Beckham. I'm a real nerd. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if Sean even knows what soccer is or what real football is.
Yes, it's yeah. But if it's not a mainstream sport over there, then say I wouldn't expect you to know the names of our players. You know, if it's not even mainstream over there. But it's good. Sometimes you can have a game and nobody scores. You can have a game and there's like no points, and they can be great. You know, am I selling it to you? Does that sound exciting?
It doesn't. No. It sounds a whole lot like NASCAR. That's another one that I.
Can you have NASCAR and no winner?
You can have it. There's definitely always a winner, but I mean, after the 5 millionth time of watching the car go around the same track, I've lost interest by the time there's a winner.
Well, how about this for a sport that's frustrating? You could watch Test match cricket in the UK, right, which is 5 days. It takes 5 days for the match to play, and then on the 5th day it could rain, nobody plays, and they just call the match off. Now. I'm not even joking.
Wow.
You know, or you might play on the first day and it might rain for the next 3, and then you've no chance of finishing the match, but you come out and watch day 5 anyway, knowing that nobody's going to get a result. So, yeah, have I sold cricket to you? Because that's
nope, definitely not.
Yeah, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm not joking. Sarcastic barman will back me up on that. You know, you could watch a game for 4 days. Then a bit of rain comes off, and you just think, oh, stuff it, we'll forget it.
That's crazy. Sean Hufford wants to know, soccer is the one with the bat, right?
If you like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Yeah, that's definitely interesting. Well, I would, the last thing we'll do here is just the shilling. I posted the link to your channel in the live chat. So everybody make sure, if you're not already subscribed to Conspiracy Catz, please go and do that. He's awesome, as you could see. So you have your show later that you're doing with Mr. Sensible. You have Agree to Disagree. What else do you got going on? Anything planned?
I'm halfway through making another Conspiracy Catz video that Mrs. Catz is in, actually, and that was supposed to be out today, but it looks like it'll be next Wednesday or Thursday, the speed it's taking. And then we do have, chill this out, if Craft Tequila is still in chat, we have Craft Tequila on the debate channel next Wednesday, debating sensitive topic of abortion.
Awesome.
So, or pro-choice or
absolutely.
That. I'm looking forward to that, because I know she's very articulate, and her opponent seems quite articulate, so that should be a really interesting debate.
Yeah, definitely.
And
yeah. It's
what
awesome.
About yourself?
Again,
you got anything coming up?
Yeah, I do my gaming streams. I do those. My channel is more of a variety channel, so not only do I have gaming, I do photography tutorials. I've been doing, this is my second interview, but I have a couple lined up to do some more. And but I also do. I just did the taste test video, which chip takes the dip. Of course, they're crisps, not actual chips, not as you guys would call them, chips. And stuff like that. So I have another 2 more taste test videos coming out. One with cookies and one with spicy snack foods. And I'm also working on a video, kind of going over a MGTOW video. I don't know if you're familiar with MGTOW.
Is that men going the wrong way?
Yes. Yep. Thanks to the show that I do over on the iNetwork with the ladies on Sunday night, it's the Uncalled For. We've gotten to preview quite a bit of different people that focus on that MGTOW mentality. So there's one in particular that kind of came in the live chat last week with us, and he was quite an interesting fella. So I'm gonna go through one of his videos and kind of just rip him to shreds because he deserves it.
That was good.
Give me 1 second. I just got to reset voice meter here. Every once in a while, voice meter decides to take a shitter, and I just have to hit restart on it.
Right. Just lost sound for a second then. Hello?
All right. Yep, we should be good.
Right, you're back. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, every once in a while, voice meter just takes a shit and stops working. I don't know why. All of a sudden, everything sounds robotic, and I just have to hit the restart button. It's weird. But yeah, that's about it for me and for you. You also have channel memberships, I believe.
I've got them on the Baldy Cats channel, only on the Baldy Cats channel, yeah. So
how many
it's quite
subscribers?
Nice. I've got some really, really nice members. I get because we have like members hangouts once a month, and
yeah,
we've only done 2 because I've only had the memberships a few weeks, but they are they're really nice and knowledgeable, and they'll jump in the hangout, and it's nice. I quite enjoy doing those. There's no pressure to entertain. It's just a nice hangout and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm quite lucky with the members I've got, I think.
Awesome. Harry M in the live chat wanted to know what happened to movie night yesterday, because I still host the movie night stream over on the SciStrike channel. Mm-hmm. We do that pretty much every Friday night. I did have to cancel last night. Yesterday was a really one of the hardest days I've had at work in a long time. It was about 90 degrees Fahrenheit out, which I don't know, what is that, maybe like 30, 33, something like that for you?
Yeah, it's warm, yeah.
It was pretty hot, and I had to work outside all day, and it was insanely busy. By the time I got home, I was just ready to crash. So I did have to cancel last night. There was no way I would have been able to host a show and be coherent and and give the audience, what they deserve. So I do apologize for that, having to cancel that. I did post a post on YouTube and not on YouTube, on Twitter and Discord about that. But we will be back next Friday as regularly scheduled, so definitely everybody can look forward to that. And I think, agree to disagree, how many subscribers do you guys have over there now?
We've got about 5,000, just over, but it's an odd one because the channel started off as a Conspiracy Catz backup channel, mm-hmm. and it had about 2,500 subscribers on there. Then when we marketed it to be the debate channel, obviously held on to them. So we've got 5,000, but how many, there's only been sort of like 3,000 subscribed to the debate. I don't know how active the other 2,000 will end up being, whether they might drop off. But yeah, it's getting there. I mean, we probably average over 100 people a debate at the minute, watching constantly.
Well,
so
awesome.
We'll just see. Hopefully it will grow.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be
fun.
great.
It's just nice to be doing something different.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and again, my channel is more of a variety channel, but I think I might do a debate on my channel. And the one that the topic I'm interested in having a debate on, not necessarily being part of, but having, being involved in, is a hot dog a sandwich? What constitutes a sandwich?
That, what? I've never heard a hot dog described as a sandwich. Is that like is that something that's causing a bit of friction? Like, is it like a sandwich tax or something that would mean
there's not a sandwich tax or anything like that, but it's definitely a frequent conversation piece around here, because I guess maybe Americans eat so many hot dogs. But yeah, especially with summertime coming up, people are making hot dogs on the grill all summer and stuff. It's a very hot topic. Is it a sandwich, and what constitutes a sandwich? If you have, bread and meat, or what, So I think that's something I'm going to look for 2 people, one on each side of it, and host a friendly debate.
It'd be hotly debated, that one, yeah, fierce.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
reason I mentioned the tax, I don't know, are you familiar with Jaffa cakes, or is that just a UK thing?
I've heard of them, but no, we don't have them here.
So, like in the UK, apparently there's a tax on biscuits, but not on cakes or something like that. And
mm-hmm.
the Jaffa cake was marketed as a cake, and then I think somebody's wanted to apply this tax to the Jaffa cake. So it ended up as a lawsuit where they had to prove that they were a cake and not a biscuit.
That's
and if you've ever seen a Jaffa cake, it's not clear cut, but they won anyway. So I just wonder whether it was a similar thing with the hot dogs and sandwiches.
Harry M wants to know if that's something like pineapple on pizza. Yes, that's that's another hot debate, like pineapple on pizza. That's pineapple on pizza is a no-go. That's not a thing. That's not something that people should do. It's dangerous for your health. No, I'm just kidding. But But
if
yeah.
you've got pineapple on your pizza, it should be because somebody's accidentally dropped some pineapple on your pizza, not because it's been put there deliberately. You know.
Absolutely. And Sean Hufford says the hot dog is the Mandela effect Team Skeptic suffers from. That's his meat tube. Yeah, and Glober Mom, that's an interesting comment. Glober Mom says she heard a hot dog described as a taco by someone.
What? No, is a taco like a fajita, or is a taco like crispy like a bit? Because I'm not really sure what a taco is.
That's true. I mean, so there's soft tacos and hard tacos. Soft tacos are like a fajita, and then a hard taco is like a hard, I guess it's a corn or tortilla shell. So I mean,
like Doritos, just like a big round Dorito.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Got you.
So I don't know. That is a tough one for sure. I've never heard that, but again, that could be another component to a debate. Is it a sandwich or is it a taco? You know.
It's a debate that we need to have. I need to hear that debate, definitely, for sure.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you for coming so much. I appreciate it. This was great. I had a lot of fun. And, I'm definitely glad that I got to learn more about Conspiracy Catz.
Well, thanks for having us. I've really enjoyed it.
Absolutely. So we will end the stream, and good night, everybody, or goodbye.